Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? Good. So, are you manifesting a lottery jackpot win? Are you seeing 77 and 888? And how do these numbers relate to winning the lottery? So this video is going to be specifically for the lottery. Of course, you can take insights from this for every part of your life, because it can go across the lottery, go across the regular part of your life. But I want to speak specifically for the lottery. So if you've been following my channel, and many of you have for years, you know I do a lot of stuff with the lottery, because that's how I became into my spiritual awakening and enlightenment. The lottery was a channel that brought me into this. So I've won the lottery lots of times. So it's pretty fascinating, the things that I've experienced to do this. And these numbers were very, very powerful when I were manifesting, or was manifesting my lottery wins. And they still are today, when I still put my numbers together and I meditate and I visualize, and then I win. So this is what this video is about, so to help clear up some misconceptions that a lot of people are experiencing, and it might confuse you. And so if you're using the law of attraction, subconscious mind, and by now you guys are well aware that you can win, you can manifest the lottery by using your mind. Many of you have done it, and you continue to do it, and many of you are on your journey to doing it right now. So I'm going to talk about that with this video. I'm going to like piggyback with my experience and how things kind of formulated for me. Now, the thing is this, like, okay, the 7s and the 8s, very powerful number when you are manifesting anything. So let's say you're manifesting a business or some type of whatever it is. If you're locked in, if you're enlightened and you're awake and you know this knowledge, then you're going to start to witness these synchronicities, and you will even see the 7s and the 8s for you. So what do the 7s and the 8s means? The 7s means that the miracles, means the work you're doing, it's about to manifest. The 8th is like, means it's locked and sealed, like money, abundance. So you see how they go together. 7 miracles on the way, 8th done deal, money manifested. That's why they appear together. So now let's, for the lottery especially. So many of you may have been manifesting your lottery dream to win, and you may be seeing the 7s and the 8s a lot, right? And you're wondering like, okay, man, what's going on here? I must be around the corner. I gotta win. Well, the interesting thing is this, and this is what you need to know, because I get a lot of emails, and someone asked me this question, and she said, hey Mark, you need to do a video on this, because a lot of people may not understand what's really happening here. And I said, interesting, because we talk about how your subconscious mind works and your regular mind works when it analyzes what we call time, right? And the thing about this is, in your subconscious mind, time doesn't exist. So it's like everything is like right now. But in your critical thinking mind, which we call your conscious ego mind, it sees time as this movement from past to the future. It sees days, months, years, and all this stuff happening. So what happens a lot is, because the universe will constantly show you these numbers. And I've been there before. I was there when I was seeing like 7s. I used to see the 7s like 5-6 times in one day. The 8s dozens of times in one day. It was to the point that this couldn't be no coincidence. Many of you know what I'm talking about. It's like, whoa, this is something trippy going on here. This is no script. This can't be happening. I'm not even looking, and this number is like following me everywhere. Like, you just know when you know, and you've been seeing it. And then if you're playing the lottery, you're like, oh man, that means my win is on the way. And then you see these numbers so often, right? And then you're like, man, it got to be like a week or 2 weeks. It got to be tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, and then 2 weeks come. And then you get yourself on this high, and then you didn't win. You're like, what happened? What's going on here? Is the universe messing with me? Why would the universe show me the 7s and the 8s, and I'm not winning? Well, that's because you're not asking the right questions, or you're not looking at it the correct way. So let me use my example for you. So when I was manifesting my win, I would see the 7s and the 8s like ridiculously. And I was just like you. It's like, man, it's got to come around in the next 2 weeks, the next month. You know, it didn't happen until over a year. Or when I very first started, let's go back to when I very first started, it was almost up to a 2-year process. So what does that mean? I literally kept seeing these numbers for a year and over. That's what you got to understand, guys. Don't get your ego up into this stuff. When you see the 7s or the 8s, it does mean that what you want is done. It just hasn't arrived yet in your timeline. So that means people could see the 7s or the 8s for years before they win. Like I did. So think about that. What is the bigger meaning of that? It really means you got to stop worrying about the time. Because again, the universe timeline and your critical mind timeline is on 2 different things. And when it comes to the universe, you know which time is going to count is the subconscious mind, your higher self time. You're going to win when you're going to win. So don't get discouraged and don't feel like the universe is pulling my leg. Because as I said, I was seeing these numbers for over a year, almost to 2 years before I won. So you may be experiencing the same thing. So you got to get out of your ego. The reason why a lot of people get discouraged when they create stuff is because they tend to kind of trust their critical mind, because their critical mind wants to show them or say, hey, man, we've been seeing this for a while, man. This got to happen, man. Come on, man. What's going on? And then you get caught up in your own mind and you try to predict what's called a future. You try to predict, or you try to look and say, okay, got to be this and got to be. But no, it doesn't work that way. The right question to ask is, okay, so if why am I seeing these numbers now? The reason you're seeing these numbers now is because the universe is saying to you, this stuff has already been created. I am mirroring it back to you. And the universe is saying, hey man, you have a analytical or a logical mind and you can't perceive this stuff. So, even though you're going to try to know the day, you shouldn't do that. You should just continue, and when it happens, it happens. If you don't see these numbers, then you're not ready. It's not the manifestation hasn't occurred yet. If you see these numbers, the manifestation has occurred. That's the thing about the 8s. Let's talk about the 8s. When people see the 8s, they're like, oh, money's around the corner. Yeah, in some cases it means, money's around the corner. You can have your money or your abundance in a week or in a month. But keep in mind, though, it can also be year or years. But I want you to look at big picture. The big picture is where you see the 8s, you got to know, like, yes, it's done. I don't care no more because I know it's coming. It comes tomorrow. It comes in a year or 2. It's going to come when it's going to come at the right time. You really need to develop that. Because what happens is when you develop that, you're gonna be so much more focused. You're gonna be so much less attached. You're gonna be so much less stressed, because now you're not letting your mind trying to twist you around and try to tell you like, man, it's taking too long, or I need this money. First of all, if you're manifesting a lottery, you cannot be in a state of need. That's another point I want to mention about when you're manifesting. This goes beyond the lottery. Anything you're gonna manifest when it comes to your finances or your dream or your goals, you cannot manifest from a state of lack or need. It's not gonna work. There's an interesting statistic, and someone pointed this out to me, and they were like, I was speaking to someone who was telling me the other day, and we were talking about the lottery, and she's manifesting a lottery, and she was telling me the story about she's in London, and she says, Mark, why do the people who already have a lot of money tend to win the lottery? And she's like, for example, it's like people who don't really need it. They keep winning the lottery. Like I had this guy, he was I think he was like a bodyguard for like one of those for the sheik in United Emirates, so Saudi Arabia. So if you're a personal bodyguard for one of those kings there, he was making a lot of money, he says. And he played the Euro Millions, and this guy already had a lot of money, and this guy ended up winning like 100 and something million. And there was another guy this guy was already a millionaire, and this guy won the jackpot in London for like 80 million. And then there's stories here in the States where there's people that win, and it's more people seem to already have money. Seem like they don't need the lottery to, they don't, seem like they don't need the lottery. See the thing there? So why does this happen? And this is a mindset you got to develop to get this. And this is a mindset I learned. So the reason why you see like wealthy people or people who are already successful, or you call them rich people that win the lottery, is because they don't need the lottery. Yeah, what I mean by this is they play it because they would like to win as a bonus. They don't play it because they need the money to like change their lives. It would help because they already have money. See, so when I have that mindset, like I'm playing this because it's fun, and yeah, it'll be just an extra bonus added to my bankroll. See that? You have no resistance now. And this is why a lot of these people, they'll win. That's why the rich wins. You ever hear that saying? The rich get richer and the poor gets poorer. Now you know why. Because it's all about a vibration. See, so for someone, when they play the lottery and they have the mindset like, man, I already have this, man. This is already here. You know what happens with those people? Because they have the mindset of that, their vibration changes. You know, anything you're going to create in life is a vibration. So when you're going to win the lottery, you're going to have to be on a vibration to win. When you're going to get your business, you're going to have to be on a vibration to get that, because everything works with vibration. There's frequencies for everything. So that's why these people win, because they don't have no attachment, and they're not playing from a state of need. So for you guys who want to manifest the lottery, you got to develop that. You got to get your mind, you got to convince your mind to understand that, hey, this is fun. Even though you need it, but you logically know you need it, you got to kick that out your head. Because it ain't going to work, because you're going to have your conscious mind really wanting it, and then you got your subconscious mind that is illogical, and it wants to help you in a sense of vibration. But if your conscious mind is in a state of need, because it's going to send a vibration, your subconscious mind doesn't have that, you're going to get all these mixed up vibrations. It might take you a little longer to win, or you to be off. So you got to approach the mindset like, this is fun, and this is just another means to just have fun. So what does that mean? That if you're going to manifest this stuff, you got to treat it like it's a game, like it's I'm just fun. Don't spend like your rent. I always say rent, light money, or your main source of income. In other words, if you're going to play this, you got to have what people call money to blow. So I can afford to lose. I can afford to throw $10, $30 a week. That's how you got to play this game, and that's how you're going to win this game. So think about wealthy people. They play it because they already have the money, right? And they just know they're just playing it for fun. See, there's no attachment there. So if you're going to manifest this, if you're the person that's going to manifest a lottery, but if you're like tight to spend $5, $10, or you feel like, man, I just wasted $20, I needed that, it's not going to work for you, because you're setting up a lot of resistance. See where I'm going here? So that's an important lesson. So you got to have the mindset like, hey, this is just play money for me. Just you got to trick your mind, like your subconscious. You want to get your subconscious to understand, like, I'm not tied to this stuff. It takes a little practice. That's what I learned on my first time when I was playing, because when I was playing it, you know, I needed the money, because remember now, I had a car that I wanted to manifest, and that car would take more time, because someone could sell the car. So I was on a time frame, so I was creating a lot of resistance. And then once I understand what's happening, I had to let it go. I was like, wait a minute, man, if I keep doing this, I'm really pushing it in a way. So I just let it go, and I say, hey, what is to be will be. If the car's for me, it's going to be for me. I'm just going to play this because it's fun, and it makes me feel good. And I do visualize what it's like to win, and it would feel good to win. But still, I'm open to whatever. I mean, if I didn't win or get the car, fine. If I win and get the car, fine. See that? I had to develop that mentality, and I believe that's what helps me to win, because I consistently have this one vibration where everything I do now is for fun. I play the lottery for fun. I play the lottery for extra bonus. I play the lottery. Yeah, it would feel good to. See that? That's how I do that. I don't put my mind like, Mark, you got to play the lottery. Hey, you got to play the lottery because it's going to be your financial freedom. It's going to change your whole life financially. I don't do that anymore. I just do it for fun. That's how you have to approach it. And this is a bigger picture. It's a broad aspect in life, right? Anything you do it for a fun and knowing perspective that I'm open for whatever, and I'm also not open for this to come in a certain way. I'm open for it to come in that way. And that's how you're going to win. So with the lottery now, with the 7s, 7s, and the 8s, 8s, now you have some very important information I just share with you. You'll see them. Some of you, yeah, you may win in a month or two, But if you guys are experiencing like long delays, don't worry. You're seeing it, it means it's done. So again, it could take years, it could take months, it could take weeks. I couldn't tell you why it takes years. I have my own theory on it. I couldn't tell you why it takes weeks. Well, my theory is each person's higher self determines a timeline. And on my other theory is it could also be your internal, maybe resistance to certain things. Who knows? But the point is, when you see it, it's coming. So you have to get into a state to relax and let it come to you. Now you know. So when you see sevens and eights, you definitely win, and your win is on the way.